Well, hello, farming friends, and welcome back once again to another version of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. Back here on Manchester with the Soul mod installed, and time to continue on with our harvest. Yesterday, we did the barley and we did the soybean. We did pretty good on it. If we take a look at where we're at, we ended up at 154,840. Which is pretty darn good. It's better than we've been doing with some of the other stuff. A little bit underneath the wheat, but still comparable. And then the soybean, we basically doubled up our soybean. So we now have 284,648. So just hoping for a high demand so we can unload of that. Need to plant some oats in our next planting, which we'll get into a little down the road. But today we're going to harvest the corn out of the field. And to do that, I am going to grab the... I gotta get a forage harvester. Now, you guys had said that just looking through the comments and everything, it looks like we're going to end up using the contest mod, the crone. Most people wanted to see it. So we'll grab the 580 out of here. So we'll go ahead and purchase that. And we're going to need the head for that, which I believe is down here, I guess. So we'll come over here and grab that head there. And then what else we need? Tippers. I need the tipper for this thing. Which is a different mod pack. That is out of the Chrome Big X 1100 Beast pack. But I really like this guy for single player work. I have to do very little automation, so I do like using it. And then I'm also going to purchase one more tipper. And just because our other big tipper, the AgriLiner that we were using, we use that for manure. So we really don't have it anymore. So we need something pretty darn big that we can put some stuff in. 59,000, 47,000. That goes on a semi. This is the last of the big ones that can be used with a tractor, so we'll go ahead and grab it. And we'll use it. 49. What is that one? And it's 45. Alright, so we'll grab that. I think that'll give us everything that we need today. Yeah. So, anyways, we need to reset those to the farm because since we spent all that money, we're getting it delivered to the farm. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to show y'all. I'll show that to you in just a second. But let's get these onto the farm so we'll have them to use. And that should be it. Alright, and before we jump out of here, just so y'all can see, if you were watching the weather forecast yesterday, or in the video, the early morning weather yesterday was 28C. Now it's 21C. So like I said, the weather changes every time you load into the game. So the rain hasn't changed. The rain's still stuck on Saturday, but all these temperatures have changed. So keep that in mind. You might get messed up with your weather changing on you. So apparently the weatherman sucks in this game just like he does in real life. So just thought I'd point that out to you. Alright, so we got our Big X, and we're going to use the Beast Pack trailer, and then I'm going to hook up and use that guy right there as my dumper, or as my trailer. By the way, the John Deere has been updated, and tell you a little story about this. I did get in touch with Serious Gamer, and he explained to me that apparently when he uploaded this particular tractor to the net, apparently the original modder had uploaded, or that FSTV had gotten uploaded at the exact same time, and so apparently the two of them were so similar that his got kicked out. Well, so now all that is fixed. This is available as it is now. The FSTV had the logo on it, and only the tires got dirty, and it was just really nasty. But the 8370R is now available, and I'll put the link to that in the show notes today for you guys to get, so you can get the right version of it. And I do apologize that I gave you the link to the wrong version. Somebody let me know what was up, and I got in touch with him, and he told me what was going on. But he's fixed the tires. They don't flash and strobe anymore, which is cool. And I believe there may be a dirty version of the 7 Series in this as well. I'm not 100% sure, but he has fixed this, so that's good news. So again, the show notes, there will be a link to it, and you guys can get it, and you can have the version of it now that is not got all that. He also fixed the errors in it. Apparently the errors were because it was looking for a JPEG instead of a DDS file, and he got all that fixed as well. So everything seems to be working now, and we can get going. So I'm just going to pull this right over here to the side, and we will eventually come get it and use it. Huh, what is that on the back of that barn supposed to be? Barbecue grill? Hand washing station? Oh, it's the back of the fertilizer sprayer. I was like, what is that? Alright. Run over here, grab that. Apparently I gave y'all the wrong link to that F250 as well, because I forgot where I got it from. And I will give you that in the show notes as well. So many things. I know I did do a video yesterday. I sat down to record one and just was not in the mood. Some things going on. Just I could not get into it. I actually did a 30-minute recording, and at the end of 30 minutes was so disgusted with it, I just deleted it and put the game away for the day. I was just like, you know, I'm not in the mood to try and do a recording, and I'd rather just not do a video than try to force something that is absolutely boring. I've done one before where I fell asleep in the middle of it, and I just swore to myself I would never do videos again that weren't at least my better effort, and I wasn't trying to be entertaining. I don't know, I just couldn't get focused, couldn't get into it, and it was just one of those things where I just went, no video. I'm gonna go do a little Fishing Planet, and did a little Hunter, and that's kind of what I did. Just kind of vegged out for the day, and even that I didn't do that much of. I did about 2 hours in the Hunter, and that was it. I was done for the day. Really just not motivated to do a whole lot. Alright, so let's get our rear end opened up on this thing. Oops, hit the wrong button. Alright, let's get the back end open up by hitting M. That will open that up. Then I can jump back into the tractor itself, and I can put the pipe up, so it is ready to go. One little thing I want to show you guys about this. This is the again, this is the Chrome Big X 580 that was in the contest. There's one little thing on this thing that I never have shown anybody. That well, Serious Gamer caught it and pointed it out to me in the comments of the original mod review I did on this. Watch this outside edge of teeth. These are supposed to turn to the inside, which you can already see there's a problem because they hook to the outside. As you start to roll it, they roll to the outside. They should hook to the inside, and that conveyor should be turning counterclockwise so as to pull the corn towards the center, and it's actually pulling it the wrong direction. So yeah, interesting. So thought I'd just point that out to you. Alright, let's get going, and I'm gonna get all set up and get to doing this, and we'll get on the inside here. And we'll set up our cruise control so I don't have to keep pulling that little trigger. and I can steer ahead a little bit. Alright. I'm going to end up using Courseplay to tip, and I'll end up driving this thing the whole time. But I wanted to get this leading edge cut a little bit before I start setting up Courseplay. So now that I've got it, I can go ahead and stop that for a moment, and we can go get in the John Deere here, because we got to record a little course, of course. And it's not going to be too much of one. It's just going to be pretty straightforward. All I got to do is basically run down here. Now that I've passed this part of the field, I'm just going to run in here real quick, make my turn, come out. There we go. I'll start right here, and I'm just going to stop. That's not what I want to do. Start course recording, and I just want to drive in here, drive into the bunker, through the bunker. There we go. Make our turn out of the bunker, and bring our tractor back here into the field. And right there should be good. So we just stop that. Alright, so we're going to be using combine mode on this. And I want to make sure four-wheel drive is in play. The next thing I need to do is select the combine, which we are going to be using the Chrome Big X this time. Manually have that selected. Next thing I need to do, because I'm using the trailer on this, I have to specify that this thing backs up a little bit and actually hits the trailer. So I need to change the vertical offset on this and roll it back a little bit. We've done this once before when we were using this on what was it we used it on? We used it on North Brabant, and I think what we did was 10 meters is what we backed it up. This one I'm going to go with now, just for to begin with. If it doesn't dump it, I'll have to adjust that a little bit, but we should be good. So I can go ahead and hit drive course now. That should be in good play, and then we can go ahead and get into here and resume what we were doing. Back out a little bit and get going, and we'll see how it goes. Again, when it comes dump time and the John Deere comes up here, I may have to adjust that to get it to trail back just a little bit more. But it's going to come up and dump the hopper, not dump the not mess with the chrome. So anywho, so I hope you guys are doing well, and everything's going good for you. We'll get back to doing the videos. Like I said, yesterday was just one of those things where, you know, I'm not going to waste y'all's time with just doing a video just for the cause. You know, if it's not going to be interesting and I'm just boring you to tears, then I've just wasted your time and my time both. And that's sort of what was going to happen yesterday. It was going to be a whole lot of silence and a whole lot of me just kind of mumbling on about things that didn't make a lick of sense. And so yeah, I just kind of decided, forget it. I'm gonna take a day to just do some other stuff and relax. Alright, let's see how this works. See if he gets all the way up under here. See if I gotta bring him in. Evidently I'm gonna have to change the offset to bring him in a little bit, because he is not quite up behind it. So let's go in, change over here real quick, and I need to go into side offset, and I guess I need to bring it over a little bit. So instead of being 7 meters out, let's bring him in maybe to about 6 meters. Actually, I'm going to bring him into 5. And as far as trailing back, I think I'm going to bring... Well, 10 looked like maybe it was right, so... Alright. Back into here we go. We'll back up. We'll make a little bit of a turn here and see if he continues to follow us. And if he does, then we'll see if it'll actually dump. Should dump now. Yeah, it's dumping. Good news. Something's actually working today. So I guess a couple of people watched the video the other day where I was getting frustrated with Courseplay and the AI. Look, I like Courseplay, don't get me wrong. I'm just frustrated by the fact that no matter what I do, it seems like the AI just always loves to drive into trees. And somebody kind of got smart in there and said something about, well, if you don't like it, why don't you invent your own? I'm not down in Courseplay. It just frustrates me when that stuff happens. So, trust me, what those guys have done with Courseplay is just awesome, and I absolutely love it, but that doesn't mean I can't be frustrated by it, and the fact that this tractor will probably pick the most inopportune time to get up here and peel off to the right and run into a tree or something else like that. It amazes me how that happens, and I'm sure it amazes the rest of you guys. I mean, somebody yesterday was talking about the fact that theirs drove their tractor right into a tree. When I did my first couple of fields on this map, Courseplay drove one of the tractors right in between 2 trees, and there was absolutely no way for me to get it out. The trailer on the back of it, I had to go get another tractor, had to disconnect the trailer off of the first tractor, run into the trailer with another tractor to get it to move out of the way, and then I ended up having to cut one of the trees down to get the other tractor out of the way. So I absolutely know what that person was talking about, because I've been there, done that, had the exact same problem. So it's just, you know, it's not that you're down in the app or the mod, it's just funny how things happen, and it can get quite frustrating when no matter what you do, you just can't seem to figure out how to get separation and maintain that separation. And because it's like one of the AIs just wants to just freak out and do something absolutely stupid every time. So I think I need to change that John Deere to only come empty me when it's 90%. Otherwise, it's just going to run right next to me the whole time. Now, the downsides of using this 580, it's a lot cheaper to purchase. See, it's going to have an issue right there with that John Deere. And I'm going to have to go fix that, because, again, it picked the most inopportune time to peel off. The one place there is one tree, it decides to peel off and run into it. So that's what I'm talking about. It just kind of cracks me up. 5 more feet, it would have made that turn and things would have been wonderful. But drive now, come on. But yeah, that just kind of cracks me up. So this guy will go into here and he'll dump. And the one thing I like to use Courseplay to handle this versus me doing it myself is Courseplay does a much better job of distributing the silage in the bunker over what I do. As soon as I say that, it's going to take its sweet time to do it. Especially if you like back one in, it actually does really good. What I love about backing in is it backs all the way in and then slowly drives forward and makes its own little ramp to back in and out of, or back up as it's filling a bunker. So if you got a bunker that has an enclosure in, it gives you that and likes that. So alright, so that's working good and we're in good shape, and that worked just fine and shouldn't have any more issues with it, hopefully, because we're going to have plenty of room on the perimeter for it to make its turn. But I just wanted to make sure it went through the bunker okay and did its thing. And we'll continue to do our corn harvest here. But yeah, the one little thing about this 580 is because the head is smaller on it, it takes more time to fill up. You're not going to be getting... it's going to take a little bit longer to do the fields than it would normally for you. But it is cheaper, and when, if you're just starting out a farm and you want to get into silage really quick, this is a nice economical way to go with it being so cheap. I do wish that camera though was an actual functioning camera. I'm gonna grab those couple that I missed earlier. That would be really cool if that part of it actually worked. Alright, swing out here. See if I can get to the right part of that. I think, I'm a little bit too thin on that. Or too fat, actually. I guess it's 4 rows on each side. I guess this is an 8-row header on this. Because it seems like it's taken... It seems like it's almost taken 5 on the left side and 4 on the right side. So it's probably 10 rows then on the header. Of course, we do have a little bit of IC in this thing. I could go over here to the menu, turn it on, and it'll change over and keep track of how many hours and how many acres we're doing. And that's about it on the IC. We've shown that before in the mod review. And we got our little tractor coming up behind us. Go to the overhead, make sure that's dumping properly. All right. There we go. Get on that row. What is that? It looks like 5. So it's 10-row header. I hate the fact that it runs over the end of the combine or the harvester head when I back up, because it pulls forward a little bit, but I can't really do a whole lot about that. Need to adjust that too. I forgot to completely to do it. Let me tab over here real quick and adjust this. I want to adjust the start at and crank that up to about, let's say 85%. And that way it won't sit here and track you the whole time. It won't come until the hopper gets 85% full, and then it'll come over. And that way it won't sit here and trail you the entire time It'll do it this time, but when it comes back after it does its unload, it will do it right. So, just a little tip for you on there. I guess we should bring our steering console back to where it should be. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of IC, so I have to remind myself sometimes that I have to actually do some of it to make things look properly. Wow, this field's got quite a pitch to it right here. I didn't realize it rolled off so much. You don't pick that up when you're out here as much as you do it when you're in the cab doing first person. That's got quite a bit of a pitch to it. Oops, missing a little bit of corn there. So and I could tell that tractor not to follow me right now. I could stop him using the controls in Courseplay, but I don't mind it being over there. Alright, so we'll shoot across here and we'll get this taken care of. So what has been happening? I don't know if I talked about this in the last video or not. I went back over to Reaper's Facebook page because, you know, I said something about the fact that I had spent some time on his page and looking at what mods he had and stuff like that he had done, and I actually took the time the other night to go, and he's got a banner on there that says Reaper's Mods, and if you actually click on that banner, it will give you all of his mods. It'll give you download links for the ones that he's made available, and I actually took the time the other night to download all of his mods and get them and then go through them and start looking at them. So I got a couple little mods that will probably do a little Reaper mod thing one day and just show you the different mods. He's got some really cool 5 Series John Deeres that I got to figure out how to add to this farm because I really like them. They're only 75 horsepower, but they'd be good for just moving things around the farm, hauling tippers around, things like that. You know, you wouldn't use them for plowing. They would be a little underpowered unless you wanted to sit them in a field and let them sit there all day long and do nothing. But they would be really cool. So, you know, somewhere along the lines of the Massey Ferguson that I did the review on, you know, functional, but, you know, not as productive as the other tractors that you're going to have on the farm. Look at there. Come on, go hit a tree. Oh, it managed not to hit a tree. How in the world did it do that? But he's got a really cool ground ripper that I downloaded that I like a lot, and I've got to figure out how to add that one in because it would be like a second stage plow to me. Instead of having to come and do that real deep plowing where you use a blade and you actually, you know, go through and turn the whole. Are you kidding me? Oh, goodness me. So it came down here and it went to the nearest waypoint. Stop, driver. That's just funny. So it missed the first waypoint. It went to the second waypoint so it could turn in and smack in to the corn building. It's funny to me. So anyways, he's got a, you know, like I've been plowing with the big blade plows in the game. But he's got one that's set up more like a disc, except it's got, you know, true chisel plows on it. and is set up as a chisel plow. And he's got it labeled as like a ground ripper or whatever. I will probably grab it and add it in, and it might be a like in between stage, where as you go through the field, maybe if you've done a light crop like something like a grass crop like wheat or oats or barley, something like that, where the ground's there and all you're doing is just breaking the soil up so you can do your next casting. Like when I finish up my planting here at the house, if I have a bean field or something like that that's just got roots in the ground, and I'm getting ready to plant my fall vegetables, which would be my greens, turnt greens, collard greens, things of that nature, I may just run the disc through the field, break up the surface, throw a little fertilizer in the ground first, and then run the disc through the field to break up all the roots and just to get the soil smoothed out and ready to go. And then I'll come in and plant my greens. I don't worry about plowing so much on my fall setup. Now, my spring planting is always plowed, so maybe that's something we could incorporate into this. We'd have to make our own seasons, but we just say that okay, the first planting on this, if I'm going from planting, let's say wheat, and I'm gonna follow wheat with something simple like soybean or something like that, instead of doing the whole plow cultivate thing, we could just come through and use the ripper and plow with it, because it's a neat little feature and is realistic. That's it. I don't mind using mods that are realistic. I just don't like doing things that just don't fit in with the way I do things in real life. I see some stupid stuff. So, but that wouldn't be a bad thing to do. It honestly, it looks more like what my dad would have or my grandfather would have had as a cultivator for mechanical cultivation. Is what it really looks like with the spade chisels on it. So. Oh man, I just keep missing all kinds of stuff today, looking to see what's going on. I guess I'm used to that bigger head or whatever. Can't believe I'm missing so much. Let's see if we can get that thing unloaded. Oh, I kind of have made a mistake here. Yeah, I'll just go around and get a small little cut here. Whoa, hello. Drink much? Right into that corn hopper. I guess starting that little spot right there wasn't the best decision I've made, was it? Didn't even think about it coming from this side and messing up every time. I honestly figured it would come from this direction and would just grab it and run with it. Lo and behold, every time it's coming from the top of the field. Oh well, it happens. I should have just put it up there at the top of the field. All that really mattered was that I had this stopping point come into the field. That was all that really needed to be done. So Yeah, look at how steep this pitch is. I never noticed this on this field. Got quite a grade to it. But yeah, make sure you check the show notes today, like I said, for the updated link for the John Deere pack, as well as I'll give you the updated link for the F250 King Cab, or what is it, the F250 King Ranch. I'll get that for you. So yeah. Also, somebody said maybe put something in there about they did a search for the Bowden plate, which is that placeable concrete block pad that I've got underneath the shed. That they had done a search for it and couldn't find it. If you start typing it in on mod hosters, it's going to come up as base plate. Once you if you type Bowden plate in there, the way it's spelled out on mod hosters, it will come up as base plate, and it'll show it right there with a, I think it's got a greenhouse sitting on top of it. If you'll get that, you should be able to get it. God, I am missing so much. I'm gonna have to come back and rework the whole field. I'm just gonna leave that. I'm gonna have to come back and redo the whole field just to get all these little spots I'm missing. I'm gonna stick with my run I've got going here. I must have got to swerving back there and messed up. Alright, go ahead and dump it. Let that unload completely. Looks like if I come back and clean up that line, if I take it on the inside and let the outside grab the these last little bits that I missed on the previous one. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there's a new forage harvester video up on Tractor Spotter, and I found it interesting that the video itself, I forgot, that thing ran into the wall again. I guess this is going to happen every single time here. But anyways, there's a video on Tractor Spotter, or Tractor Spotting, and they're actually doing corn silage. And I found it interesting. The farmer actually brings in like an entire community of hunters to surround the entire field while they're doing the harvester, because they believe there to be feral hogs inside the fields, and so they have all these hunters out there spaced out equally, ready to shoot on sight. It turns out there isn't a hog in there, spoiler alert, but I thought that was interesting. I'd never heard of that before. But I guess, you know, that's one of those new things, as bad as the pigs are getting, or the hogs, whatever terminology you want to use for them. We have them pretty bad here at the new place that I purchased, and they're all behind the house. You can hear them back there, and they're rooting up and everything. And a friend of mine lives about, well, they live 2 streets over, but 2 streets over here is completely different than 2 streets over where you live. But they live maybe, I'd say, maybe 1,000 yards away from me. And they last year killed a bunch of hogs, and were telling me that I needed to go to the city and get a permit and kill a bunch as well this year. So that is the game plan anyways. We're gonna go get us a hunting permit from the city so we can kill some of them this fall. The city, you have to get a special permit because I do live within city limits, and so I've got to get a special permit to be able to discharge a firearm, which is seriously funny because part of the thing we were going to do was bow hunt them. We were going to bring them into a pen, kind of pin them in, and then take them out, and I was going to do that with a bow and go that direction with it. But even discharging and killing an animal with the bow within the city limits, I have to have a special permit for, so I got to take care of that. So that's 10 meters, so I probably needed to come back 12. So when we do the next field, I'll set it up for 12 meters. We're going to do the next field a little bit different, I think. Maybe, maybe not. All right. And that's going to run over and nail the corn handler again. Wait for it. Oh no, he actually made the turn that time. How about that? How about them apples? Alright, so we got one more pass after this and we should be good with this field. And then we have to move the whole operation over to field number 20 and go from there. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Reaper's page on Facebook, you ought to do that. The guy does some really good work, and it's nice to see somebody that wants to see good quality mods in the game. And I wish he would release a few more of what he's got. He's got a few things I'd love to see or love to have, but they may not necessarily be his. That might be the reason why he's not putting them out. They might be somebody else's whose name starts with an L and cries hard. All right. But if you can't find his stuff, it's just Reaper 911, I think is the what it's listed as. Reaper modding or Reaper's mods. And just do a search for it. Go check out his page, see what he's doing with the map. Like I said, was telling you guys the other day, he's added in cotton to it, which hopefully there's an update soon where he'll put that out so everybody else can play the cotton on Manchester. Apparently he had to make a combine for it, so, or took somebody else's and modified somebody else's combine or whatever. So Yeah. Well, I did a really sloppy job with this field. I may come clean it up later down the road. But for now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'll go ahead and call the John Deere over and let him dump this thing. I can go ahead and shut down the head on this and go ahead and fold it up. Oops. Oh, that's complete confusion for the John Deere, isn't it? Wrong one. There we go. Turn that back where it's supposed to be, then switch the head up to the front and hit left shoulder and the X button. Come on. Oh, that's completely messed up that John Deere. Oh, man. Alright, rotate that around so it gets into the right place. See if it will dump it now. There we go. Alright, get that dumped out. And then we will move everything over to field 20. And we'll get started there. Alrighty. Pull forward. Actually, send driver home. Hit the M button there to get that to fold up. Switch back to the tractor, fold the pipe down, and we can head on over to the other field. Man, the one thing Reaper has for this field, or for this farm, he has an enormous, like, 3-bay semi-trailer. I can't even begin to think how many liters that thing holds. It's huge. The John Deere ran into the corn thing. That's fine. I got to record a whole new route for it in just a second anyway, so we'll be doing all that in just a minute. Need to go look at how much is in that hopper up there as well. It may be a situation where instead of making that run, I haul from this field over to the beef field. Let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll go ahead and get set here. And I think we should have plenty of room on this side. We will go to the end, open this up. There we go. Switch sides on that. And then we'll put the pipe up. Get everything going. And we'll go ahead and start cutting this. And just to make sure I get nice straight lines this time, I know y'all probably get tired of seeing me use GPS, but it does make life easier and more productive, so we'll use it. And that way I'm not swerving all over the field. I mean, if you got it, you might as well use it, right? I mean, it would be in this, you would get it in here. And let's put the sunshade down. That's funny. Yep. No useful information there, other than keeping your hours and how much acreage you've mowed or used on this thing. The camera is a static image. It doesn't, there's no functionality built into that, so it's cute, but it is static. Ooh, our soil moisture is kind of low on this field. I didn't do a very good job of monitoring it. I didn't come down here and check it out, so that's going to hurt our yield a little bit. Our nutrients aren't too out of whack. We'll be okay. We'll be able to manage that with this next planting as long as we don't make any stupid, sprayings of NPK that we're not planning on. Let's see, 50%. Yeah, we have plenty of time to get on through here. So as soon as we get to the end of the field here, I'll head on up to the farm, and we'll go get the other tractor, bring it down here, record the route for it, and get started with it. That's what I love about this hopper. You don't have to worry about getting your chase vehicles all set up right in the beginning. You can go ahead and get to cutting right off the bat. You can get yourself a little maneuvering room set up so that you can, have it where they can come in here and actually work before. And you don't have to use as many hired help and vehicles as well either. I've only got to use one vehicle, to be honest, for this. So let's get this guy, turn off that, and we'll just kind of come around. I need to turn that on so we can see how much space we've got left in this thing. Oh yeah, we have plenty of space. Alrighty. I had thought about getting the Ken's overloader, using the overloader, and then having that overload to the side of the field and let the truck do it. That'd just be a whole bunch of work, whole lot of waste. And we'll just do it with this. We use the tractor shuttling back and forth. With the hopper, there's no need to have two tractors because it pretty much can get down there and back in a decent amount of time. We just got to re-record our route again. Really ought to have my beacons on, shouldn't I? There we go. Alrighty. So what I need to do is just come up here, and unlike before, I'll do this right. We'll come up here, and just right here at the head of the field, we'll start our recording. There we go. I'll get rid of the other one. Start recording our course. And now we got to run all the way back up to the farm. And then when we come through the gate, we'll just pull right back into the field, and that's all we need to do. Yeah, eventually when we get the money, I want to buy field 1 and plant it in corn and just have a super big harvest on it. You could put combines on one side and forage harvesters on the other side and just go to town with that. So bring this around, have it climb up and over, I know I could have come into it in the beginning. I just kind of wanted to go that direction. Alright, and then we're back out of here. And since I'm going to be running on the street a little bit, or I'm going to adjust the speeds of this a little bit, pick up the pace when it's running back and forth between the farm. And that way it won't take as long for it. Of course, this one's governed out at 27, so it's not going to go any faster than that. So we'll probably end up sitting a little bit, but I don't think it justifies running 2 tractors at this point. I think we can handle just 1 tractor and get it done. Alright, so bring it on in here, through the gate. If I did 2 tractors, they'd run into each other at the gate most likely. And then I'll let this come down here about 1/3 of the way in. And then I'll stop it right here. And everything is the same other than the fact that we said we wanted to dial this back a little bit. So let's dial this 12 meters. Let's see. Starting at 85% is fine. Speeds. Let's see. Field speed. I can pull that up a little bit. And as far as street speed goes, let's say speed 31, max speed. That's fine. That'll work fine. Alright, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and hit drive course. And let's say warning light, beacon lights on street. That's good to go as well. And let's see, we're driving, so all I got to do now is get into the harvester and continue on. And when we hit 85, it'll come get us. This really is a fairly good sized field. And will be good for us in the future. Not sure what I'll keep planting in it. May just end up doing corn over and over again, for the benefit of doing just what we're doing now, doing silage with it as we increase the number of livestock and such. Oh, I guess 12 meters. I wonder why it's not trailing up as close. That's interesting. It didn't want to come on up where it needed to be. 12 meters should be right, though. Oh no, it's gonna go through the... No, don't do that. Alright, go, you moron. Good thing the cutting head on this isn't collidable. Now what is it doing? Is it going to drive in circles? You gotta love it. Oh, Courseplay. I mean, normally it pulls off and it like pauses for a second, lets you drive on past, and then it will, you know, go and establish a trowel. Why it did that, I just do not know. That was bizarre. Nope, I'm going a little drifting a little bit here. I don't have the joy of GPS back here on the backside of the field. So I should be paying a little bit more attention, huh? Alright, back up. So I played a little bit of Fishing Planet yesterday. I may have said that earlier, and I know a lot of people are waiting on me to do another video on that. And I, at the beginning of the week, sort of said something about probably do one after they balanced Florida, California, and my understanding was that was going to happen this week. Now I'm getting word that that's not going to happen this week. That really isn't their focus. That the focus is more on the next map and working on it, and that the balance of California and Florida probably will happen around the same time that the new map comes out. So, which means if I'm waiting on that to happen, it's gonna be a long wait for us to get a video out. So I may just do a little bit of fishing at some point this week on video. Again, I don't know, it's one of those things where I'm struggling to figure out what direction to go with that, as I don't want to be the guy that does the point and cast videos on it, and but it's kind of hard not to, you know. At this point. Trust me, I know where the hot spots are on stuff. I went into New York a couple of days ago because everybody was complaining that you just can't catch walleye anymore, and went into New York and caught 12 in the first hour, and by 10:30 I'd caught like, I don't know, 25, 30. I mean, it's not too hard. What am I doing? And why is he... What is he doing? Come on. Come on, pull up and empty this thing so I can get going. I wasn't paying attention. I pulled off on it, thinking it was in spot to go ahead and unload, and it wasn't. So... So yeah, there are still some pretty ridiculous hot spots in the game, and I don't want to just put them out there and for anybody and their brother to exploit. Seriously? Come on, give me a break. Let me get this thing out of the way so I can get the John Deere off the fence. Well, of course I had to make a turn and turn that direction. There we go. Hopefully he'll just drive on through the field and do his thing. Alright. Tell you what I'm going to do. When I get to the other end of the field, I'm going to flip and come right back up. And maybe that'll help. We'll just go up and down the field with this. We can do that. Using this particular unit. And since I'm the driver and not the computer, alrighty. So what I'm going to do is now I'll just hit my left shoulder and my X button on my controller, which allows me to, or I guess that's my A button if I was on Xbox, and that allows me to rotate that side. Ooh, I just kind of messed up, didn't I? There we go. Let's get started again, kids. There we go. Hit the wrong button there. There we go. But yeah, that lets you, as long as you're on the rear trailer, you have to select the rear trailer, and that lets you rotate it around and spin it. Slow it down just a little bit so we're not sitting here waiting the whole time. Hopefully by slowing it down just a hair, it will give that John Deere enough time to get in here. Why is that thing tipping around like that? I wonder if that's that mod doing that, or is it the ground? Interesting. Alright, there it comes. And we're just about to fill up, so now it should be able to run past us, spin around, come up behind us, and get into the right position. And we shouldn't have any issues. Come on, buddy. Slow poke. And it went to the wrong side. At least there to be able to pull off and just go straight on out to the start point up there and not run into me. As I was saying, mind of its own. Might be a disturbed mind, but it's got a mind of its own. Alrighty, so we'll continue on with this. So I believe we've been just about an hour. So I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick here. And I won't keep it on going on. I'll finish up this field. And then we will come back tomorrow. I'll in the next video we'll go get the straw out of the field. And we will begin the process of resetting all the fields and getting ready for the next planting. So that is what is ahead of us in the next episode. That's what we got going on. We shouldn't have to do any kind of lime. All the fields should be pretty much in good shape as far as acidity goes. This one should be okay as well. So really it'll just be getting the moisture content right on the fields and getting them planted and getting going again. Definitely need to get some oats in the fields. And then I'll look and see what we want to plant next go around. But I do know we're really low on oats, so we do need to plant some oats. And we'll get the we'll get all our chaff compressed. We'll get that going. Should be in good shape. Let's look at our sheep are in good. We do need to pick up that trailer. Looks like the sheep have enough food right now. I think their water's pretty good too. Actually, let's look at the better numbers here. Over here, I really should just lose that mod. I don't need it anymore. There we go. Let's see, sheep, we got 47% water, 57% on food. They're easy to maintain. They're just mindless. As far as the cattle go in the dairy though, we're 42% on food and 47% on water. Straw is 82%. So we're alright on them. And let's get rid of that. Alright. Go ahead and make our turn here and start heading to the outside edge of the field. But again, if you stuck it all the way through the whole video, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I will put the links for the new John Deere or the updated John Deere mod that Serious Gamer has done. I will put that in the show notes for you guys so you can get that downloaded. I'll go back and update that on all the other pages as well, so it's updated across the board, and get that done. And what else? Put I will put the link in there for the F250 King Ranch. Get that done as well. Gonna make that turn. I'll have all that for you guys. And then we'll come back and we'll do something interesting in the next episode. Well, yeah, that's about it. At some point this week I want to do a little forestry. Where in the world is he going? Oh, man. Oh, No, no, don't be stupid. Come on. Come on, stupid. Get over here. I'll just follow this edge so I don't lose as much. What is he doing? Why, I'm taking all day to come up here, Mistermoose. Just back up on you then. That's not even gonna work. What is your deal, tractor? Do you not want to get loaded into, or what? You're being stupid. What it is, I think, is that hopper gets filled up, and I think the tractor senses that the pipe has now turned and is throwing in there, and I think that messes it up. Maybe that's the situation. Anyways, thanks for watching today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it. It's a lot better than what I was trying to do yesterday, I'll be honest with you on that one. And we'll do another one tomorrow. I know I'm only cutting 4 rows here. I just want to get this cleaned up so that I can use GPS the rest of the time. So anyways, appreciate it. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll do another one tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. And of course, likes are appreciated. And if you're that one guy that dislikes every video I do, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. You don't know how much I enjoy the fact that you watch every single day. So thanks, guys. I will see you tomorrow, and until then, y'all stay safe, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.